What is up, everybody? What is up, and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Here with you at Cool Crypto. All right, so thank you for tuning in. Obviously, we're gonna wait for a couple more people to join to chime in. The reason why I was able to come here and do this live, not only because I've been wanting to do it for quite some time. I know I've been a little bit of MIA as far as my crypto channel for quite a couple weeks, maybe about a month or two, but um, eventually we all need to take a break to ensure that our mental health is quite there, and we need to make sure that we spend time with our families because at the end of the day we never know if we're here tomorrow, so we got to make sure that we enjoy our life to the fullest. But aside from the inspirational chat, guys, I did take a remainder of the day off from work today because I wasn't feeling that well. So I did get sick just overnight. I've been a little bit, just feeling it yesterday, but today just really, really hit me hard. But I took the remainder of the afternoon off, and I was able to come and get this broadcast in with you guys, so I could hang out for a little bit, just have a little bit of a crypto talk, just kind of get a little bit of a feeling where the market is, and just go over some of that stuff here. As you guys can see, you guys already know I'm broadcasting live from one of my children's room, and that is their toys in the background over there. So normally it's a bigger mess, but I'll take this over any day piled up as opposed to having it on the ground. But yeah, man, I'm very, very happy that I'm here with you guys. I'm very happy that we're pushing out this live today. Let's see what we got. So for those of you who are going to be watching this at a later time, definitely, I would love to hear what some of your input is on what the market is doing right now, where we're currently at, the state of mind. What are some of your thoughts on the bear market? How long you think we'll be here, and or when do you think we'll officially start breaking out from this tremendous loss that we're seeing all across the board? But I'm gonna give it a minute or two while a couple of people chime in. So I know this was unexpected. I didn't shoot out a Twitter or anything on it. So let me see if I could shoot one out right now. A Twitter alert, a Twitter. Come on, man. I sound funny when I talk like that, but here we go. So share. Let's talk about the market. Let's talk about crypto. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So, once again, thank you for joining us. So, here's basically where I would like to start off. Obviously, we're going to go over some of these prices. What's definitely a good buy, what's not a good buy. If you know something that is a good buy at the current moment that you would like us to put out here, just so that we can have some people look into it as well, definitely don't be shy to drop it in the comment section. We'll go ahead and take a look at it for you. But as you guys know, Bitcoin, the main driver of the cryptocurrency market, is currently standing at a 1.54% of trend as of today. Excuse me for that, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! But as you guys can see, so with the trend going on at $19,708, Bitcoin is currently trading at. You guys already see the map here. So if we look at the chart, you guys can see that we've been trending in the same direction for the past couple of months. You guys can see, if we look at the 3-month chart, we've been dancing around somewhere around the high teens and somewhere around the 20s and low 20s. So that's something definitely to keep in mind here as we're looking over the price chart, that we really haven't seen some extreme volatility when it comes to Bitcoin these past couple of months. We just kind of see it hanging around these areas right here. So as you guys can see, anywhere between 18,000 and as high as up to 24, close to 25,000. Will it break out soon? We don't know. And obviously, because of where interest rates are and the Federal Reserve's approach as to how they're going to try to tame inflation down, or their soft landing approach, which I honestly don't think it's working. And even we continue to see articles being pushed out on a daily basis that we're not seeing that soft landing. A 98% chance that we will see a soft landing, but at the current moment, everybody's predicting that we will be going into a full-blown recession. Although it has been based off of 2 consecutive quarters previously, if there is negative GDP growth, obviously we're in a full-blown recession. But for some reason, I don't know who's been publishing these articles where they're officially saying, you know, we've never really defined the terms of what a recession actually is. So now they're trying to redefine the terminology of what is a recession. My opinion, and I'm going to go ahead and fix my tinfoil hat on right here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the reason why they're saying this now is obviously because the current administration wants to give people the perception that, hey, we're doing great. We're have inflation under control. We have a lot of things, a lot of great things happening, within the administration or whatever. A lot of policies and things are going into effect that eventually will lead for the economy to continue to grow. False news. I'm not going to say fake news, but like I said, adjusting the tinfoil hat. This is just an approach they're taking to kind of, ease people in as far as to have them to not think that they are actually doing such a terrible job as to controlling and how they're going to tame inflation overall. So, if previous administrations and everybody's always considered a recession to be after 2 quarters of GDP growth, why all of a sudden are we changing the terminology and the definition as to what we consider to be a recession? That's something for you guys to definitely think about, and obviously, take it for what it is, take it for what you want it to be. I'm just here to speak a little bit of my mind, and that's one of the things that I always talk about too. I love it when people have the ability to express themselves in their own manner. Freedom of speech. I'm huge on that. Just as long as we keep it respectful. But aside from that, obviously we know that the Federal Reserve has been taking an aggressive approach as to what interest rates are going to be looking like for the next year and a half. As we know, these past 2-3 times that they've had their meetings, I believe we had the most recent one in September, they had one in July, and then they had one back in May. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these have been the 3 past recent ones, and I know they all have had massive increments in raising the interest rates as far as what consumers are going to be paying for borrowing money. So they're making lending more expensive. These past 2 times, it has been increased by 75 basis points, which has had such a huge impact, not only in the housing market, but it's also had such a huge impact in the auto loan industry. Lending overall, like I said, but for just mortgages alone, guys, just think about where we were. I want to say maybe about a year ago, still a year ago, 2 years when COVID had hit really hard, and obviously the interest rates were not a big deal, and people were taking advantage of 2.5%-3% interest rates, and that's without any points being factored into your loan. That was huge, man. So just having the information that we have now as to what interest rates are doubled, that has a huge impact on what your borrowing power is. And for example, I do not speak for the financial institution that I work for. That's why I'm not going to name it. But I work on the lending side of the business. I can tell you right now, just as a given example, if somebody was to make, we'll throw out a random numbers. Let's just say somewhere around 100. No, here, we'll do the calculation live here. Let me pull it up, guys. Thank you once again, everybody, for hanging out with me. Spending some time with me while I'm sick. I really appreciate everybody here and everybody who's going to be watching this at a later time. I was able to successfully take the remainder of the afternoon to kind of recover a little bit, as I caught this cold that was going around all around where I work at, or I don't know. It could be just because I left the AC on all night. But here, we're gonna do this real quick. Give me one quick second. So I'm going to do a mortgage calculation of what an interest rate could look like. I'm sorry, what a monthly payment could look like. Give me one quick second while I pull up the website. All right, so here it is. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with everybody here just so that you guys can see this. So, and this pertains to obviously the interest rates and the impact it's having not only on the stock market, but in the crypto market as well. Because obviously we know that people tend to keep a lot of money in their pocket as opposed to throwing it out during investments. Now, obviously, the people that are more on the bullish side when a lot of these cryptos, when a lot of these stocks and when it comes to trading, people know that these are huge opportunities, but a lot of people also tend to liquidate some of these assets and keep a lot more money in their pocket. But going back to what I was saying, people, so this is a little bit, this is how the interest rates are impacting. And then I'm giving you just a picture on the lending side of how much more it makes a difference and why people are going to be pocketing a lot more money during this time and why it makes a difference as to how much money people can borrow with these interest rates going up. So it's not just a big deal when it comes to crypto or when it comes to stocks, but it's also a huge deal with the interest rates and how it affects borrowing when it comes to auto loans and when it comes to mortgages. But let's just say for a quick example, income of around $50,000, and we're going to utilize the interest rates of 2.5 because I actually saw as low as a 2.5%. And we're going to assume that whatever borrower doesn't have any debt, which almost nearly impossible, but whatever. But on a $50,000 annual income, your borrowing power can be, almost to $3,126,904, which is the equivalent of a monthly mortgage payment of around 1,292. Just look at how much the interest rates are impacting. Like I said, not only the crypto side of it, because like I said, people are trying to keep a lot more money in their pocket around this time. But let's look at some of the average interest rates that are currently out there in the market right now. So we went from a 300,000 and 60, I believe, wait, was it 360? Let's go back, 2.5. 326. So 326, let's do 6.1. So you lost more than $100,000 in borrowing power. So for somebody who's on this amount of income, depending on what market you're currently buying it, I can tell you right now that in a market like Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County, you cannot find properties of this range. It's almost impossible. And if you find something like this, you're probably looking at Ridgecrest, where the area's a desert, not populated, a house within every 6-7 miles, if not. And it's probably built in 1915, 1920. That's just to give you an exaggeration or a little bit of an example. But just look at the figures, man. It makes a huge impact. So these interest rates that are being driven up day over day are having a huge impact on our economy overall. So that's just something to keep in mind, guys. With the interest rates continuing to go up, we're going to continue to see this bear market thrive in its own environment, not in a positive way, but I feel it's going to continue to affect us in a negative manner. It is what it is. We've lived through many of them before, not only with the stock market itself, but we've lived through the crypto crash of last year and then a couple years back from that. So it's nothing new. How long will it last? We don't know. That's obviously something that we can never predict. If anybody has any amazing predictions for us, don't forget, drop it in the comment section and let us know below. But I definitely want to go over, just kind of like the Bitcoin chart, like I said earlier. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. And obviously everybody knows that wherever crypto goes, and wherever Bitcoin goes, the rest of the tokens usually follow. So over the past year, you guys can see that we had a decline. We had highs of all the way 67,566 with 83 cents, all the way now down to the teens. That is a huge crash. And if you guys really look at this, I see a tremendous opportunity for massive, massive gains. Although I always have to clarify that this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor today. I don't appear to look like a financial advisor. Do your own research, guys. But having Bitcoin being the first cryptocurrency out there, and sorry to be so blunt about this, but Bitcoin has no true utility. And if we really think about how far Bitcoin has come along in the past couple of years, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the data here. We have Bitcoin trading in May 1st, 2013 at around $105.21. And as you guys can see, the volume has just been steady for all of 2013. And then we see that small little run up going back down to all the way 400, trading into the 200s all through 2015, 2016. But then we have this massive spike in 2017. And this is actually when I discovered crypto myself, but I was too stupid to get into it. Why? Because I was naive. I was reluctant to even doing any research on it because I said it's not going anywhere. I was focused on a lot more different things. But life lesson, guys. We live and we learn. We move forward. We adapt. We overcome so that next time opportunities like this arise, we are better prepared. Now, my way of thinking has really opened up as far as new ideas. So if the next Bitcoin were to come up, and I'm not saying it has to be with cryptocurrency, but if it's something that's catching wave or something that can be utilized in the future, whether it's going to change some type of industry in any way, shape, or form, and I find out about it, I'm going to be more open-minded as to investing in the project itself. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cryptocurrency, and this is exactly the reason why. Which is going to lead me to the next topic that I definitely want to go over with, and it's actually one of the topics that we went over with at the DeFi Double Shot, I think yesterday with Cody. So on my way to work, these DeFi Double Shot Twitter Spaces happen Tuesdays and Thursdays for a majority of the weeks. There are some weeks where they're not scheduled. Obviously, they get postponed because Cody does have a life and he has other things that he has to take care of, being the part of the development team of our Lilium Finance token and now the Lilium Bay Foundation. So he has his hands full. I don't blame him, but I do thank him and give him a huge shout out for taking the time to open these spaces up for the community to be able to talk crypto. So we don't only just focus it on Lilium. This is a perfect opportunity for other people to bring other projects to light. Some of the projects that they're invested in and stuff like that. Sorry, guys, my nose is really, really stuffy today. But anyway, so pretty much the topic of discussion was, do you think that centralized banks, who utilize fiat currency now, in other words, Chase, Wells Fargo, blah, 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 do you think they will be around or they will be out of business in the near future? Obviously, some people had, different opinions, but my true opinion on this, and I've always stuck my guns on this one, is if banks do not adopt to cryptocurrency sooner or later, I think eventually, we're going to have different financial institutions either come up from nothing and obviously who adopt cryptocurrency, like the first major bank of the United States, crypto bank, whatever. This is going to be the wave of the future. Let me tell you why. The same way that Visa, MasterCard, Discover all change the way we manage fiat currencies, cash transactions, or financial institution transactions, and how we have access to funds or money, they changed how all that works. I can tell you right now, just me alone, I don't carry cash. I didn't have a bank account up until sometime, I want to say 13, 14 years ago. And I used to manage my cash, all my money cash. And I can tell you that, when I established my bank account, it just made managing my finances so much easier to be able to utilize a debit card. So crypto being the new wave of how we manage currency, fiat transactions, how we transact, I feel, because of how efficient it is, how fast, and how easy to utilize as well, I think that this is overall not only going to change how merchants transact and how they utilize money overall, but I think it's going to most likely pave the way for other financial institutions to thrive and start adopting cryptocurrency as one of the main fundamentals and what they utilize to offer to their consumers in their financial institutions. As we know, also people now, merchants all across the world accept Bitcoin, accept Litecoin, Ether. So there's a lot of people who are accepting cryptocurrency as a form of payment for the trade of services and goods, which I think is really, really cool. Now, obviously, there is a lot of work to be done still, because we know for a fact that there is perfecting the system. That, I mean, there's a lot of work needed to be done in order for us to be able to still perfect the system to be able to transact in a smooth manner. So I'm very excited for what's to come when it comes to cryptocurrency and its own future. So, yes, do I think that crypto is here to stay? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to thrive and be massively adopted within the next year or two? I can't exactly say yes or no, but I will say no. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, and obviously confidence, and obviously, and I hate to say it this way, but more than likely regulation. Here's why I say the regulation piece of it, because with decentralized and how it's currently working, and we have all these scam coins who are providing no utility, and projects being rug from left to right on a day-to-day basis, people tend to refrain from investing in assets like this. So if we do not regulate crypto at one point, then obviously there is no possible way for it to ever thrive in the way that we need it to be able to be a main currency. So, I mean, it's only going to be a matter of time, but who knows how long? Hey, for all we know, I could be wrong, but it could be 50 years from now as well. So we don't know. I'm definitely want to be around for it. I hope I'm around for it, because you never know when we're not going to be here. But just knowing, like I said, going back to what I was saying, if banks adopt cryptocurrency and start working with it and start figuring out a way to transact with cryptocurrency, the whole shit is going to take off, and we all know this. So that's my train of thought on, will cryptocurrency be here? Will banks go away? The banks that don't adopt, yes, I have a feeling that they will go away, because I feel crypto is the future once again. But like I said, that's just my train of thoughts on this. If you guys want to hear some of these thoughts and more, don't forget to join the DeFi Double Shot that is being hosted every Thursday by our lead developer, Cody G from Lillian Finance. So huge shout out to him for holding these spaces. We truly get into deep conversations here. I know in some of his previous spaces, he's talked about what are some of the best practices that people are doing during this bear market. And overall, I mean, I think the same response has come across a lot of people across the board. Everybody who is currently invested in the crypto market and has the ability to do their own research, I think everybody's currently taking the same approach. And obviously, this is a time of accumulation for them. There's a lot of people who are still liquidating and just kind of doing the day-to-day trading. But I think for me, accumulation is going to be probably my best strategy. So some of those tokens that have been my longtime favorite since I got into crypto, I'm currently taking that approach, and I'm just buying every opportunity that I can. This is not financial advice, guys. Not financial advice, please. I love this crypto chat that we have going on here. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Don't forget, as you're coming in, if you're watching this later, hit that like button. Make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know how you are feeling and what are some of the strategies that you have going on during the bear market. What's your approach? How are you handling the bear market overall? What are some of the projects that you're currently dollar cost averaging or you're investing in on a day-to-day basis? That way, whenever they do blow up and whenever we have this bull market, they blow up for you, whatever. I would really love to hear some thoughts on there, but don't forget to drop that comment below. But some of the projects that I'm currently investing in, I'm heavily right now focused on consistently adding to my position, not only obviously our Bitcoin, our Ethereum, because of the lows that we're currently seeing right now. As you guys can see, we have a huge opportunity going from $64,000 all the way to the high teens. That is a huge opportunity. So every chance that I get, I'm adding to my portfolio when it comes to Bitcoin. If we look at Ethereum, we have it at 1,392 with an all-time high of somewhere around 4,000, if I'm not correct. And that we hit, this past year. So year to date, our high is somewhere around the 38s. Really think about this, ladies and gentlemen. We saw lows close to the 900 mark. These are huge opportunities. So year over year, we know that, there's obstacles that we deal with when it comes to cryptocurrency because of how volatile it can be. But look at that, $4,700. So as we know, we are only getting it at a bargain of the price. I believe 25% of what its all-time high is. Who wouldn't want that, man? That's insane news. But these are just some of the projects that I'm currently invested in, just adding to my position and focusing a lot more. So I've refrained from throwing my money out there into a lot of the what would be considered a shit token, because that's not my focus and that's not where I want to throw my money on that. I will exclude Shiba. I do not consider Shiba Inu to be a shit token. Obviously, it has great utility and great potential. One of the topics that we talked about in the DeFi Double Shot the other day as well was, do you guys think that Shiba Inu will ever hit a penny? Is the penny dream dead or not? I don't know. We're seeing Shiba Inu levels from last year, somewhere around March or April, where we had recently broken out of zero. So this is kind of where it was last year, I want to say, before we had that huge breakout. So that was 2021 in August. Yeah, so right before we had that huge breakout. As you guys can see, we are somewhere around the same position now. So obviously, with the huge potential that we have here and the utility that Shiba Inu has, and just the sorry guys, just the community itself and the many projects out there that are dedicating to burning Shiba Inu token, I think that is huge potential for it to reach the 1 penny mark. But will it ever reach the 1 penny mark? We don't know. They would have to burn massive amount of tokens, because as we know, we have a 549 trillion supply still out there circulating. So we have millions, but yeah, 500. That's a lot of supply, guys. 549 trillion. So something to definitely keep in mind. Will it ever reach the 1 cent dream? Let me know down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Shiba Inu? It is holding its position strong, still right there with Dogecoin. But yeah, let's see. Actually, these aren't in order, but Litecoin, we have Ethereum Classic, and these are actually some of the most basic assets that you guys can find through Robinhood. For some of you who are not really into trading and who are new and are just coming into the channel for a little bit of a knowledge, and just to capture some information as to how to access crypto, you can find a lot of these blue chip tokens in the Robinhood app, and Robinhood is very easy to use. I've heard negative reviews. I've heard positive reviews. I think it's just a what if scenario that you have to figure out on your own if you're utilizing Robinhood yourself. But let me know down in the comment section, what is the most utilized platform that you have selected to be for your cryptocurrency trading? For me, I use a lot of centralized exchanges, but I also utilize Uniswap a lot. So I have my DeFi wallet also set up with Trust Wallet. I have a MetaMask wallet, and I have a couple other wallets. But those are just some of the things that I do. I would definitely love to hear what some of the best practices you guys have when it comes to trading crypto are, and what are some of the wallets that you guys are currently using. But yeah, so Bitcoin Cash. I know Bitcoin Cash. I was heavily invested when I first started my Robinhood account. You guys can see ApeCoin trading at $5.44. But back to what I was saying. So I'm currently heavily invested in Lilian Finance and Luna Classic. Some of you might think we're crazy, and it started out as a joke. I ended up calling myself, one of my good buddies, Luis Figueroa, started calling me Domingo Sanchez, and then we just added the Luna Whale, just out of as a joke. But and this happened during the crash with Luna Classic. As time went on, and I did a little bit more research about Luna Classic, and saw the potential that it truly has, I had to get in on it. So I was in on it to begin with as a joke, cashed out my profits, but then I came back in on it because I said, if it ever repegs to the US dollar, it is going to be not only the biggest comeback, but it's going to be the biggest comeback in crypto, and this is going to be huge for everybody who is a Luna Classic holder. Now, as we know, at the current moment, Binance has supported their own Luna Classic burn for spot tradings and withdrawals in their own manner. there was the 1.2% burn proposal tax that was voted on and it was approved, but the only exchanges, centralized exchanges that were supporting this were MEXC Global. And so far, we know that I think Crypto.com and then Binance has their own version of it. It's not the 1.2%, but it's their own version of it. That's something definitely for you guys to look into and make your own decision on. Is it something that is definitely worth for your investment portfolio? For me, it made a lot of sense, not only because if it's going to accelerate the burn process for Luna Classic, having only 6 trillion tokens in circulation, obviously because of all the USDC that got dumped once the crash happened, it left a bunch of tokens in circulation. But if these tokens were to ever get eliminated from the circulating supply, which I'm not giving you a 100% sure estimate, I'm just giving you what I'm hearing. At the daily rate, what they're currently burning in the past 4 months, they're projecting that they could burn that not only within a week, but let's say within a couple of days. This is just speculation, as you call it. If the volume that has been consistent for the past 4 months stays consistent with the next 4 months. Given that said, if we're burning those billions and billions of tokens week over week, the trillions and trillions of supply will eventually diminish back to the billions, which is their main goal and their main focus of what the Terra Rebels are trying to do. Terra Rebels are the people who took over the Luna Classic project. So for those of you who don't know, Do Kwon is no longer attached to Luna Classic in any way, shape, or form. Is he invested in Luna Classic? Maybe. I don't know. That's something that you guys might want to do your research on. But not just that, but having developers come back and build on the Luna Classic blockchain, that's obviously going to attract more attention, not only for new projects, but for pre-existing projects that were previously on the Luna Classic blockchain. That's a huge potential. That's bullish momentum. So if we have that and we have the burns, I think it's going to obviously diminish the supply in a slow and safe manner. But I'm excited. That's why I'm very, very bullish when it comes to Luna Classic. If it ever does repick to $1, man, shoot, that insane news, man, for a lot of people. And then obviously Lillian Finance. How could I get on a live stream and just not talk about Lillian Finance to begin with? With Lillian Finance, they're changing the way medical records are not only stored. If I'm incorrect, please correct me. But they're basically bringing out the first medical blockchain out there that's going to be able to help ease medical transactions through blockchain technology, facilitate the ease of payments, and I think data storage for medical providers. So I don't want to say it's the first of its kind because, I've been corrected on this in the past. It's not the first of its kind. Obviously, there is a lot of other projects there. Not a lot. I want to say a handful that are looking to do the same thing in their own different way. But to me, Lillian Finance will always stand out because not only that's the first one that I ever heard of, but after that, I did see one or two that were trying to do the similar thing. So that's why I like to say it's the first of its kind. So they have a pending 501c3 at the current moment, and waiting in order for them to be able to, get some institutional money, I'm assuming, or get money from huge investors who love pouring money to nonprofit organizations. So when will this come? We don't know. It's a pending pen at the moment. I know they did submit the application and they do update us week over week saying that it's in the process. I'm just very, very excited because I know right now that Barney is on vacation. They did say that they were going to drop some bullish news if we drop a 0, which we haven't, but I feel like they're still not going to let us down and give us some bullish news. What could it be? We don't know. Right now, they are having the tax-free buy still, so that is still extended up until when Barney does get back from vacation. So, like I said, speculation. We don't know what it's going to be. We have a tier 1 exchange in the works, and I think if it wasn't just one, it was 2 now. So we have 2 tier 1 exchanges in the works, and I believe still pending the 501c3, which we have not heard of in some time now. I'm excited to find out who those tier one exchanges are. I would love to have some information on that. That way I can provide it for you guys. But at the moment, I mean, it's only speculation. I had speculated it was crypto.com at one point because of what they said during the space about the logo and the color. They were giving us name. They were not giving us name. But yeah, team, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I did just want to come in and have a little bit of a crypto talk and just talk a little bit about the market, some of the things that are happening at the moment, inflation, the recession. Give me some of your thoughts, though. Drop it down in the comment section below. If you're watching this at a later time, let me know what are some of the best practices that you're currently implementing to kind of just help you ride through this bear market. I would definitely love to hear that at the bottom of the comment section. But yeah, we got Jim B. Jim B, I got you, brother. I know I did this out of spite, bro. So nobody was informed about my live. So for whoever's gonna be watching this later, I really appreciate you guys. But let's see, I got Jim B here. Love that Lillian Finance is going to revolutionize the medical industry. SHIB has to burn an average of 250 billion coins per day for the next 5 years to get supply to a viable price. And I would absolutely agree on that. So we know obviously the supply stands at 540 something trillion. Just imagine, and that's if it's able to maintain the same daily volume that it can generate throughout a bull market. Otherwise, man, we're looking at more than 5 to 10 years. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I agree with you on that, Jim. Then we got that RHDC5 with that amazing blue card, man. I gotta tell you, brother, every time I see it, I love it. But those are just some of my thoughts that I have here. Other than that, guys, like I said, don't forget to show me some love. Make sure that you guys like the content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my content. And most importantly, drop a comment below and let me know how you're feeling about crypto market overall. We'll definitely love to get some input on everybody. But other than that, man, you guys already know the deal. Everybody out there, stay cool, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it.